Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me back. In this video I am going to compare the three Club Mahindra properties in Goa, which is Acacia Palms, Emerald Palms and Varca Beach. How many times has it happened with you when you were trying to book a property for Club Mahindra? You were looking for reviews, you were confused which property you should go ahead with, what are the criteria that you should be looking at while booking the property. So I'll be answering a few such questions. What I've done is I have prepared a list of different criteria that one can think of. I've been to all the properties, and in this video I'm going to walk you through multiple criteria, multiple factors which I have experienced, and how the three properties in Goa for Club Mahindra, that will basically help you in your decision making, and I hope this video helps you. If you haven't checked my other videos, either from Goa or other Club Mahindra resorts, the link is given above. Please feel free to watch those videos, share your feedback with me. If you have any questions, do let me know. Anyhow, so coming back to Goa, to reiterate, Club Mahindra has got three properties, namely Acacia Palms, Emerald Palms and Varca Beach. Let's take multiple factors. Factor number one, how big the resort is, how spacious it is. I'm sure for many families, kids, of course, going to a resort means the property should be big enough, there should be big lawns. The property is measured basically in terms of how vast the spread is, and it should not be looking like any other hotel that you get to see in the city limits. So if I have to compare Varca, Acacia and Emerald Palms, Varca property certainly is the top-notch property. That's the number one property. It has huge campus, very big green area compared to the other two properties. So my number one priority will always be Varca. Second will be Emerald Palms. Even though the building is a little bit old, but the property is of course maintained very well. The upkeep of the property has been great. I'll put that on number two. And Acacia Palms, according to me, is number three. Not because the property is not well maintained, but because of the fact the size of the property is very small. Acacia Palm has got hardly, I think, about 60 or 70 odd rooms. That's about it. Emerald Palms, they've got about 150 odd rooms, and Varca is even bigger. So if your criteria to book a resort is the size of the resort, how spacious it is, how green it is, then Varca should be your number one choice. Emerald as second, and Acacia maybe the third choice. But all these properties are beautiful in their own way. In no way I am saying that any of the property is lesser beautiful. Let's talk about the location factor, right? I mean, when you think of Goa, of course you would want a property which has got its own beach or the proximity to the beach. Once again, I would rate Varca property as the number one property. The reason being, as soon as you go to the backyard of the property, it opens up to a beach. I would not call it a private beach because when I was here last year, it was still kind of isolated and there were no other commercial establishments or any other sports related activities happening. But yeah, this year I'm seeing a lot. There were a couple of shacks as well, and that has got nothing to do with Club Mahindra, which is a clear indication that of course it is not a private beach unless and until there is any legal proceedings going on, which I'm not aware of. So to answer to your question, yes, the beach is right next to the to the Varca property. You can of course access it as soon as you exit the property from the backyard. That's the number one priority for me. Second priority will be Acacia Palms, which is right on Colva Beach, and it is hardly, I would say, maybe 200 meters from the Colva Beach. So which means if you are not able to book your property or book your rooms, my apologies, at Varca because of non-availability or certain other factors, you can certainly take a look at Acacia Palms, which has got close proximity to the Colva Beach, whereas Varca property is of course on Varca Beach. Coming to Emerald Palms, that is not at all I would say surrounded or close proximity it has for any beaches. Rather, you would have to either take a cab or if in case you are driving on your own, so of course you can drive whichever way you would want. Not to mention the distance is not very very big or very large. You can drive to Colva Beach, which is hardly about, I think, 6 to 7 kilometers if I'm not wrong, and from Emerald to Varca property is about 1 to 1.5 kilometers. So if driving is a concern, if you are coming in from up north and you are not with your own vehicle, or you have not rented any scooters over here, then of course Emerald Palms maybe you would not prefer because of the beach factor, which the other two properties has got advantages. Now let's take the third criteria. Let's take the room size, right? So let's say if I'm traveling with a bigger family, if I'm traveling with my parents who are senior citizens, or if I've got kids, maybe 1 or 2 kids, or even if I'm a couple, the size of the room, if that is my concern, then definitely that's one of the important criteria while choosing a property, while booking a room. And from my analysis, what I've seen is Emerald Palms, this property has got some really nice and big rooms, in terms of the size of the rooms. If you haven't checked my video from Club Mahindra Virajpet, you will see that. And versus if you have to compare that with the one in Emerald Palms, the room sizes in Emerald Palms are really big. They are really spacious, so that is number one priority for me if the room size is my concern, if I'm traveling with my parents who are senior citizens, or if I have 2 or 3 kids. Depending on what my criteria is, if I'm traveling with extended family or friends, so certainly I don't want to stay in a cluttered space. I would want spacious rooms, especially let's say a setup like 1BR, which is 1 bedroom. So Emerald Palms will be my top priority. Second will be Varca, and third will be Acacia. Why Acacia will be third? Because the room sizes at Acacia are really small. They are all so-called studio apartments as per Club Mahindra terminology. It's not very small, but it is not sufficient enough if you have an extended family, your parents, or your friends. They cannot be accommodated. So yes, with respect to room size, my vote goes to Emerald Palms. Buffet spread. Now this criteria is for all the foodies out there, right? I'm pretty sure some of you guys who whenever you book a resort and you look for different reasons, food is definitely one of the top 3 criteria. How the food looks like, how wide the spread is, the buffet spread is. So according to me, I would say number 1, my rating is for Varca. Their buffet spread was really amazing, with wide choices and wide variety compared to, let's say, the other 2 resorts in Goa. So yes, for me the number 1 vote goes to Varca. Second would be Acacia, and third would be Emerald Palms. The reason being, I think the buffet area itself is a little bit squeezed, and maybe that forces the management to keep certain less number of options. Whereas if you travel to a resort like Varca, or if you travel to a resort like maybe somewhere in Virajpet or even Munnar, I'm giving all references for Club Mahindra, so please do not mix it with any other property. So so the buffet spread at Varca will be my number 1 choice, given the wide variety, wide options that that Varca property offers. Second would be Acacia, as I mentioned, and third would be Emerald Palms. If you are a foodie, maybe you would want to look at some other options as well. Apart from these, there are certain other factors, right? Let's say cleanliness. Not to mention all the properties, irrespective of their size, irrespective of the scale of the operations, cleanliness has always been top notch. The properties are well maintained, they are all hygienic. The housekeeping staff has always been great and supportive enough, so no complaints on that. And I would say all the 3 resorts will rank fairly close to each other. Same is the case with, let's say, courteousness of the staff or hospitality offered by the team. I can't complain at all. And all the teams working at all of these resorts, if you are looking at this video, if you're watching this video, really thankful to all the staff that's working really hard in order to make your guests happy. One last parameter that I would mention is the COVID precautions. Well, at Varca, of course, the precautions were really being followed very seriously, diligently. If you remember, I have already shown one such video from Virajpet where I have talked about the assisted buffet, which was basically a controlled touch on different kind of utensils, and you are kind of confident enough, and you don't worry about who has touched the food and those kind of things as it happens in a buffet. I didn't notice any such criteria or any such thing in Emerald. Maybe it was lack of staff because of Christmas preparations or New Year preparations, or I don't know what could be the reasons, but nevertheless, I wanted to bring this to my viewers through this video. If COVID is your concern, and if you have seen my video, I've already given the link above, the assisted buffet feature. That was followed diligently and religiously at Varca Beach, and even all other precautions were there. That was not the case at Emerald. So I think that was the concerned authorities. I think they should look at it. But all the other features were there. For example, the thermal scanners, or there were the hand sanitizing machines were all across the property. So no complaints on that at all. So I think these were all different criteria which I had shortlisted after discussions with my family. I've traveled here with my family, and I've done that in the past as well. So I'll repeat once again. So let's say if space, location, COVID precautions, size of the room, buffet spread, cleanliness, courteousness, or hospitality from the staff. I hope you like this video. If you have any other questions, please feel free to comment upon it, and I'll be happy to respond to your queries. If at all, I'll be able to answer your questions. I hope this video was helpful. If you like it, please subscribe my channel if you haven't done that. Share this video with your friends, whosoever is looking for Club Mahindra property in Goa, and if they are confused between the three properties, namely Acacia Palms, Emerald Palms, and Varca Beach. Take care, stay safe.